ये तो दिख नहीं रहा लेकिन।
नहीं, आप बोलिए, आप
मुझे कैसे दिखेगा? अच्छा, आ गया। पहले आ गया था, फिर आवाज नहीं
रेडी है सर और लाइव पे है, मतलब सभी जगह विजुअल है।
इससे ज़्यादा ना मैंने उनको स्टार्ट करना है नहीं करना। पहले यहाँ आ रहा था, नहीं आ रहा मेरे इसमें।
मैं आपको अपने पे दिखा देता हूँ, बगल में खोल के आवाज़ बंद कर देता हूँ।
6 पीपल आपको देख भी रहे हैं। आप स्टार्ट करो।
उसकी तरफ से मैसेज नहीं आया। पहले यहाँ एक विंडो आई थी, तुमने स्टार्ट किया था इसलिए आ रहा था वो।
मैं आपको इस पर दिखा देता हूँ, वाले पे ना। अभी सभी लोग देख रहे हैं।
देखो ऐसे दिखा। Okay, namaste. I am Dr. Nitin Agarwal. I am the Vaidya and Managing Director of Bliss Ayurveda. Bliss Ayurveda has been working in the field of Ayurveda for last 12 years now. We are into consultancy services to doctors, to practitioners and therapists all over the world, especially in Europe, Russia, CIS countries, US, Latin America, and we teach them basic principles on Ayurveda and management of diseases through Ayurveda. This is how we propagate or explain them about Ayurveda herbs, about Ayurveda therapies, treatments, and of course we also have our line, our own product line, and we are exporting Ayurveda medicines and supplements to almost 20 countries all over the world. We are based in Greater Noida in India, and we are also have a Panchkarma hospital, like a 25-bed in-residence hospital, where we do all types of Panchkarma therapies, naturopathy, yoga retreats, and of course taking care of health through all aspects of Ayurveda. So namaste to all my friends, all students from Nepal, as I have been told that this is a very special group of Nepal Ayurveda medical students. I wish you all the best, dear students, and we start with this topic. I am also National Secretary of Vishwa Ayurved Parishad. Vishwa Ayurved Parishad is instrumental in organizing motivational aspects to students, to teachers, through Ayurveda fraternity, and it's an organization all over India, and I believe in Nepal as well. So let's start on today's topic that has been assigned, and it's a very interesting subject. For a lot of students, maybe a new subject, but of course you will have a lot of patience, lot of people expecting this subject from you, which is anti-aging therapy in Ayurveda, and how we can use herbs and Panchkarma treatments to avail the benefit of anti-aging therapy. As we all know, I think Ayurveda is the only science of life and longevity. Its definition itself means longevity, which not only do just treatments of the people, but also involved in a lot of preventive therapies, as well as the third aspect of Ayurveda, which is preservation of the youth. So one is treatment, one is prevention, and third is preservation of our youthfulness. No other science talks about that except for Ayurveda. Yes, the Western world, a lot of other sciences are gradually incorporating this aspect of health, that we should keep ourselves fit and young. And when we say young, it does not mean that our biological or the chronological age will stop, but those are just years. But we can preserve our health, both our physical health as well as our state of mind and emotions, collectively, to preserve our youth. And that is very important. I think I will speak with a mix of English and Hindi words as well, so that it's audible and understandable to all our audience. So anti-aging is an important subject in Ayurveda, and it's part of the Rasayan Chikitsa, is also part of the Vajikaran Chikitsa, and Ayurveda is, as I told before, is the only science which talks about that. So what exactly is anti-aging? How you define it? It's a unique approach to, in Ayurveda, how you describe it, to slow the aging process with the help of Rasayana herbs, with the help of lifestyle and specialized therapy called Panchkarma. हम इसको कैसे अचीव करेंगे? लोग, उम्र तो बढ़नी है, एज तो बढ़नी ही है, ईयर्स तो काउंट होने ही है, लेकिन हम कैसे यूथफुलनेस को प्रिजर्व कर सकते हैं? कैसे, कोई आप देखते होंगे अपने अड़ोस पड़ोस में, अपने पेशेंट्स के साथ, अपने बहुत लोगों के परिवारजनों के बीच में भी, कि बहुत से 60 साल के, 50 साल के, 70 साल के भी जो हमारे परिजन हैं, हमारे जो कलीग्स हैं, वो कई बार आपको बहुत यंग लगेंगे, और बहुत से ऐसे लोग जो कि जिनकी एज अभी 30s में है, 40s में ही है, वो ऐसा लगेगा जैसे वो ऑलरेडी 50 क्रॉस कर लिया हो। किसी के बाल उड़ गए हैं, किसी के चेहरे पे ओज नहीं है, किसी के शरीर में जान नहीं है। कई बार डॉक्टर्स कई बार आपकी बोन डेंसिटी टेस्ट करते हैं तो इवन यंग लोगों को ही बोल देते हैं कि यू हैव दी बोन्स ऑफ ए 60 और 70 ईयर ओल्ड। इसका मतलब क्या है कि देयर इज लैक ऑफ कैल्शियम, देयर इज लॉट ऑफ धातु क्षय इन योर बॉडी, जिसको हम आयुर्वेद में धातु क्षय बोलते हैं, जिसको आयुर्वेद में फिर ओज क्षय में कन्वर्ट होता है। तो अगर वो सब चीजें हमारे सामान्य परिस्थितियों में हमें देखने को मिलती हैं, तो निश्चित रूप से बहुत सारे लोग, हमकी अटेंशन इस पर जाती है। ज्यादातर समाज के लोग, primarily a lot of people do not think that this is a disease or this is a problem. Yes, they go to a cosmetologist, they may go to certain therapy centers for certain benefits, but they never think deeply the root cause of the problem, that what is exactly this aging process needs to be corrected from within, that your physical state of the body, your state of mind and emotions needs to be in coherence and needs to be rejuvenated. Otherwise, all these cosmetic effect from outside, whether it is any localized cream or oils or whatever you use, you may go for certain Botox therapy or things like that, but that does not help. Yes, it may give a little temporary reprieve. You can spend a lot of money to get even plastic surgery and things like that, but still the absolute body does not rejuvenate. It only rejuvenates when we follow the principles of Ayurveda, which means the principles of Kaya Kalp, principles of Rasayana therapy, where we can rejuvenate our body from within. So in today's presentation, I will point by point elaborate on the Rasayan Chikitsa, how we vis-a-vis anti-aging, and also I will speak about certain prominently used herbs and Panchkarma treatments that helps achieve the reversal of the aging, what we called Kaya Kalp Chikitsa. So yes, what are the signs of aging? Let's talk like how you define aging. So of course, it's not just about that you get a wrinkle on your face. It is not just that you have some dullness on the skin It is also that our immune systems gets weak. It is also that our memory gets poor. It is also about low energy level. It is also about osteopenia or osteoporosis in your bones, falling of the hairs, problems in the joints, even some serious health issues like atherosclerosis and things like that. So what is important is that when we talk about the aging, then we are talking about all the 7 body tissues, all the saptadhatus that needs to be rejuvenated simultaneously to be, so that we achieve this state of ojas. What is ojas? Now ojas is basically kind of a glow on the face. How you achieve this glow on the face? It's a sign of perfect health. It's a sign of health, a proper coordination between mind, body and consciousness. How you achieve ojas? Ojas can only be achieved when all the 7 body tissues are nourished. Ojas can be achieved when body is in sync with mind. There is no stress. There is no emotional stress. Then we can achieve ojas. And that is why we, even in the Vedic tradition, we have this phase, we have this phrases, ojasvi bhava, which means be always full of ojas, which means be always healthy. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि हमेशा स्वस्थ रहिए, हमेशा अपनी एज का, अपनी क्रोनोलॉजिकल एज को भूलते हुए अपनी बायोलॉजिकल एज, मतलब आप कितने यूथफुल हैं, कितने एनर्जेटिक हैं, उस पर ही ध्यान दीजिए. और उसी को हम अचीव करने के लिए आयुर्वेद शास्त्र का और आयुर्वेद के ज्ञान का हम यहाँ वर्णन करेंगे. रसायन चिकित्सा में हम मोटे तौर पर अगर हम देखें तो वी डिवाइड रसायनास इनटू 5 बेसिक सब टाइप्स. 5 तरह की हम रसायन चिकित्सा करते हैं. किस तरह के रसायन होते हैं? एक होता है धातु पौष्टिक रसायन, विच मीन्स रसायनस दैट नरिशेस आवर बॉडी टिश्यूज. दूसरा रसायन है मेद्य रसायन. मेद्य रसायन वो होते हैं जो ब्रेन टॉनिक्स होते हैं, मेमोरी एनहेंसर्स होते हैं, हमारे जितने भी कॉग्निटिव फैक्टर्स हैं हमारे ब्रेन के, हमारे नर्वस सिस्टम के, उनको मैनेज करते हैं. तीसरा रसायन क्या होते हैं? वाजीकारक रसायन, जो हमारी वाइटैलिटी को, हमारी सेक्सुअल एनर्जी को, हमारी ओवरऑल वाइटैलिटी ऑफ द बॉडी, मतलब हमारी ऊर्जा, हमारे शरीर में एनर्जी कितनी है, चाहे वो स्पोर्ट्स के लिए यूज करें, चाहे वो हम योग के लिए यूज करें, चाहे वो हम अपने जीवन को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए इस्तेमाल करें, उस रसायन को भी हम वाजीकर रसायन बोलते हैं. और चौथा रसायन इसमें देते हैं वयस्थापनी रसायन, मतलब वो रासायनिक द्रव्य जो कि एंटीऑक्सीडेंट होते हैं और एजिंग को हैरेस करते हैं, रिड्यूस करते हैं, रिवर्स करते हैं. दैट मीन्स एंटी एजिंग कैटेगरी. और एक और इमोशंस को कंट्रोल करने वाला रसायन है जिसको हम आचार रसायन बोलते हैं, मतलब बिहेवियर एंड लाइफस्टाइल रेगुलेटिंग प्रोसीजर्स. ये भी बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि अगर हम इमोशनली हेल्दी नहीं होंगे, अगर हम मन से गुस्सा, चिड़चिड़ापन, स्ट्रेस, ये सब नेगेटिव इमोशंस हमारे अंदर भरे रहेंगे, तो हमारे शरीर पर परिलक्षित होंगे. मीन्स इफ वी आर नॉट इमोशनली हेल्दी, if we are full of negative emotions, it will reflect directly on our skin. It will reflect directly on the aging process. और इसीलिए जो लोग कंटिन्यूस स्ट्रेस में रहते हैं, चाहे वो मेंटल स्ट्रेस हो, चाहे वो इमोशनल स्ट्रेस हो, दे एज इजीली, दे एज अर्लियर. और आपको दिख भी जाएगा, if any of your patient or client comes to you and talk about aging process, while taking the history of that patient, please check the level of mental and emotional stress the person is undergoing for the last several years, because without that you will not be able to make a proper diagnosis. If a person has a lot of negative emotions, and most of the time patients don't talk about it because they think it's very private, it's very confidential, but as a Ayurvedic Vaidya, it's very important that we bring these emotions out from them so that they are able to manage their emotional health. And that is why Achar Rasayana, the principle of Achar Rasayana, were mentioned as a subject only in Ayurveda. So it is very important aspect when we are talking about anti-aging therapy, that we consider this aspect of health also as part of our management regime. What else how else we do to diagnose these aspects of Kayakal? Now, a lot of people talk about Kayakal. People talk about a lot of hyper things in Kayakal. There is I travel to many countries, and a lot of people ask me these questions that is when we do Kayakalp procedures, the whole body becomes new. Your teeth will fall, your hairs will fall, new teeth will come, new hairs will come, all the skin will go away, the new skin will come. Do we have any examples like that in today's world? Do we have any people, any sadhak, any rishi who is in the Himalayas or anywhere in the world following this procedure of Kayakalp? The general answer that will come is no. Because for most of us Vaidyas, and especially all the new Vaidyas, we have not seen these experiments. But I think we need to define or redefine Kayakalp in modern context. What exactly is Kayakalp? It is not just what sometimes हम किंवदंतियों में पढ़ते हैं, हम जो कई बार बहुत सी चीज़ों में देखते हैं. हो सकता है हम उस सत्यता को, हम उन पुरानी बातों को नहीं झुटलाएंगे, बट हम आज के वैद्य अपने समाज को हम कितना क्या प्रैक्टिकल तौर पर दे सकते हैं जिससे कि हम इस कायाकल्प के सिद्धांत को लागू कर सकें. और वो लागू हम कर सकते हैं. ऐसे बहुत से लोग होंगे जिनका एजिंग प्रोसेस होता है और जब पंचकर्मा के सिद्धांत को वो फॉलो करते हैं और कई बार 3 हफ्ता, 1 महीना, 6 हफ्ता वो इस पूरे प्रोसेस से गुजरते हैं, देयर इज ए मेजर ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हैपनिंग. वन शुड टेक द फोटोग्राफ ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर पर्सन when entering into a Panchkarma therapy, and after 1 month and 6 weeks of Panchkarma therapy, you take another photograph and then see the difference and show the difference and share the difference with the Ayurvedic fraternity, and then you see that yes, there is a change. And there what basically the principles of Kayakalp that we sometimes read in our text, in our scriptures, is basically can be achieved. It's a lifestyle thing. It's a process that also has to be followed when people go back home from a Panchkarma clinic or from an Ayurveda clinic. They have to follow those principles of lifestyle, of diet, of yoga, of following the healthy practices in their life. They have to balance their emotions. They have to balance their state of mind in a regular way as much as they can to achieve youthfulness, to achieve longevity. इसी को ही हम कायाकल्प बोलते हैं. Which means transformation of our body. Now I just briefly mention you about some of these categories or some of the herbs that are categorized as Rasayana herbs. How we can use it. Start with Dhatu Paushtik Rasayana. As we all know, as I told you before, what is Dhatu Paushtik Rasayana? The Rasayanas which are nourishing all the 7 body tissues, Ras, Rakt, Mas, Mes, Asthi, Majja, Shukra. When all the 7 dhatus are nourished in sequence and as well as simultaneously, जब उनका सबका पोषण होता है, when they all are nourished simultaneously by the food, by herbs, by therapies, then we achieve what we called dhatu posha. Dhatu posha is very important if we want to achieve anti-aging or if we want to reverse our aging process, because once all the 7 tissues are rejuvenated, especially the Shukra Dhatu, then we start enhancing our ojas, and you will feel, you can see that it not only enhances our immunity, it strengthens our muscle mass, it makes our body fit, it creates a glow on the body. Or sometimes you just look at a personality, you look at a person and you can see, oh, this person is full of ojas. And you have personalities, when you see them, you will touch them, their point, are you okay? Are you not well? Do you have a problem? Even if the person refuses, no, I have not diagnosed with any problem, we should still caution that person that your ojas is weak and there is some probability that your dhatus are weak and you may be in stress. So it's very important that we take care of the dhatu posha rasayanas while following the procedures of anti-aging therapy. Now, what are the prominent herbs that are dhatu poshte? One of the prominent herbs is amlaki, amla, Ambelica officinalis. We all know about it. I will elaborate a little bit later about it. Shatavari, shatavar, Asparagus racemosus. Shilajit. We all know about that. Shilajit also is a very prominent dhatu posher It's also called destroyer of weakness, Shilajit, which destroys even, destroys all types of weakness in all types of dhatus. Ashwagandha, Withania somnifera, is the fourth major dhatu poshan, dhatu poshtik herb. Black cumin, oil of black cumin, Nigella, especially people living in Europe, in America, it's easily available in many countries. We also, when we are talking about herbs, we also need to tell a lot of herbs that are also available in these countries. Otherwise, you may preach, you may tell, and then we don't have access to many of these herbs that are available either only in India or Nepal. So it's very important that we include in our program some of these very other prominent herbs. Dioscorea villosa, another herb which is considered very good, especially for the dhatu poshan in women. It is also hormonal balancing in women, balances hormones, sometimes especially after menopause, when women the aging process is faster in women after menopause. Dioscorea villosa and Asparagus racemosus, Shatavari, both these herbs are very prominent in women to check the process of aging or to reduce the process of aging, especially during menopause or post-menopausal symptoms. Flaxseed oil, it's again an oil very prominently used in the West, in Europe, in America. Flaxseed is prominently antioxidant oil, herb. The oil is used, even we can use raw flaxseed as part of breakfast, as part of snacking, and can be used as a prominent dhatu poshtik rasayana herb. Vyasthapni, which means herbs which has a direct effect on anti-aging, which means herbs, how you say herbs is a direct effect. In the modern context, the herbs that are directly considered anti-aging are primarily antioxidant herbs. That means they are minimizing the damage done by free radicals on our body. What are free radicals? Free radicals are the part or a byproduct of, then definitely we develop a lot more free radicals, and if we develop more free radicals, then the process of aging is direct. We age we get older very easily, and that is why it is very important to take herbs that have a very prominent antioxidant action and herbs that are directly working on our skin. उनको हमने वयस्थापनी में कैटेगराइज किया है, so that we are able to arrest the process of aging. So they compensate, the Vyasthapni herbs, which are called anti-aging and antioxidant herbs, also compensates for the wear and tear that is happening as part of the natural process, because every time when our metabolic activity is happening, there are new tissues building up and the older cells are getting damaged. But many times, because of our faulty metabolism, because of our unhealthy lifestyle, because of our unhealthy food habits, the wear and tear of healthy cells is a lot more than the rejuvenation of the new cells. And this is a problem, that when the wear and tear, which is a natural process otherwise, is enhanced more, that means the regeneration process of the herbs is slow and the degeneration is more. That means more tissues are degenerated than reproduced. We have an aging process, and that is aging. Our muscles will become weak, the bones become weak, our Shukra Dhatu becomes weak, state of mind is weak, and it has a direct reflection on our skin, because skin is a mirror. It reflects directly what is happening in our body. It directly reflects on our facial skin and our external skin. So it is very important for us. That is why when we are talking about Vyasthapni Rasayanas, that we take certain herbs regularly that are antioxidant and anti-aging. That means reducing the degeneration process and enhancing the rejuvenation process. So what are the some of the prominent Vyasthapni herbs in Ayurveda. Triphala. We all know about Triphala. सबको पता है, हम सबको त्रिफला क्या होता है. बहुत बेस आयुर्वेद की हर्ब है. आमलकी, हरितकी एंड विभितकी. वी ऑल नो. और इसीलिए त्रिफला को बोला भी गया एक तरह से कि अगर हम त्रिफला को लगातार उसका सेवन करते हैं, त्रिफला सिर्फ कॉन्स्टिपेशन या पेट को साफ करने के लिए नहीं है, वो भी उसका एक बड़ा काम है. लेकिन अगर हम लगातार त्रिफला का सेवन करते हैं तो वो सिर्फ हमारा पेट साफ करके हमारे बॉडी की रिजुविनेटिंग एबिलिटीज को नहीं बढ़ाता, बल्कि उसकी सारी ओवरऑल एक्टिविटी जो है वो एंटी एजिंग है. और वो व्यवस्थापन, एज को स्थापित करने में, एंटी एजिंग प्रोसेस के अंदर हमारी मदद करता है. Another herb is curcuma, turmeric, haldi. Haldi is a very prominent antioxidant herb. आयुर्वेद में और इंडिया और नेपाल के ट्रेडिशंस में तो एज ए कुकिंग के अंदर हल्दी एक एसेंशियल इंग्रेडिएंट है. मुझे नहीं लगता कि शायद ही कोई हाउस होल्ड होगा इंडिया में, नेपाल में और ऐसे अनेकों ऐसे साउथ एशिया के रीजन में जहां पर खाने में कोई परिवार हल्दी का उपयोग ना करता हो. एवरीबडी यूजेस कुरकुमा, हल्दी, टर्मरिक एज पार्ट, एसेंशियल पार्ट ऑफ द कुकिंग. बट देखने में क्या आता है कि उसका हमको पूरा बेनिफिट नहीं मिलता. क्यों? बिकॉज ऑफ द क्वालिटी ऑफ द टर्मरिक दैट इज समटाइम्स यूज्ड. आई विल एलैबोरेट मोर ऑन दैट लेटर. बट टर्मरिक इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू बी टेकन एज व्यवस्थापनी हर्ब. पोमेग्रेनेट. पोमेग्रेनेट का अनार जिसको बोलते हैं, पोमेग्रेनेट सीड्स, पोमेग्रेनेट का जो उसका जो कैप होता है, जो कवर होता है फ्रूट का, दे बोथ आर कंसिडर्ड वेरी पोटेंट एंटीऑक्सीडेंट बिकॉज इनके अंदर दे हैव सम प्रोमिनेंट alkaloids that are considered very prominent antioxidant. Also grape seed, द्राक्षा, द्राक्षा जो हम इस्तेमाल करते हैं, that is also considered a व्यवस्थापनी herb. So that's why it is very important as part of our lifestyle routine that we should use some of these fruits like even munakka ho gaya, kishmish ho gaya, raisins, what we call raisins, and pomegranate, whether it is fresh or whether it is dried, to be used as part of our lifestyle food habits. Lotus arabicus, Terminalia arjuna, Barbaris aristata, these are some of the other prominent herbs like daru haldi, arjun, kamal. ये सब जो, they are all some prominent herbs which are potent antioxidant herbs and are used in various Ayurveda preparations and formulations to promote longevity and to reduce the process of aging. And then a very prominent Ayurvedic formulation, we all know about it, all Vedyas use it very prominently, Dashmul herbs. Dashmul herbs, the group of 10 precious rejuvenating herbs, I call it. Of course, Dashmul means Vrahatmul, Laghumul करके ऐसे total 10, but unfortunately in today's time sometimes we do not get the actual mool part of that particular dravya. We get sometimes the whole plant, sometimes it could be with other. It does not matter, you can still use it. Maybe the potency is not 100%, but you still get it. Dashmul, if taken in totality, is considered again a very prominent Vyasthapni combination of herbs. It is not only just Vata pacifying, it also has a very prominent Vyasthapni action. Third category, Medhya Rasayana. Medhya Rasayana, as we all know, if we want to achieve longevity, if we want to achieve a positive state of mind, then we need to have Medhya Rasayanas. We need to take them regularly because, as I told you before, some of the most prominent signs of aging are loss of memory, poor memory, forgetting names, also sometimes when our mind is not working, decision making, focus, concentration, all gets disturbed. But this also are symptoms of continued stress. If we are continuously in a state of stress or nervousness or anxiousness or phobia, then definitely we age earlier. And if our state of mind is not positive, if it is not healthy, then definitely we age earlier. So it is very important that Ayurveda has mentioned about Medhya Rasayana. That means herbs and food that nourishes our mind, that nourishes our whole nervous system. It is a promoter of intelligence and works on all three aspects of memory. All three aspects of memory means Dhi, Dhriti, Smriti. Dhi means power of learning, Dhriti means power of retention, and Smriti means power of recollection, or what we call long-term memory. So all the three aspects of memory, Dhi, Dhriti and Smriti, needs to be maintained, needs to be coordinated to have a good state of mind. And that is why Medhya Rasayana literally translate as brain tonics or memory enhancers in English. They are an important aspect of anti-aging chikitsa or anti-aging process. Some of the prominent herbs that are considered as anti-aging vis-a-vis Medhya Rasayana, or what we called Medhya Rasayana herbs, are Brahmi, Bacopa monnieri. Now we have two aspects of Brahmi. Brahmi, and some people call Jal Brahmi or Gotukola, Centella asiatica. They both have significant research documentation on the effect of the process on aging. Like for example, Bacopa monnieri or Brahmi, it is working very good on all cognitive factors of our brain. Same way, Gotukola or Centella asiatica works very effectively not only on our brain but also on the circulation of the blood and what we call Vyana Vata balancing. And that itself is very good for skin. In a lot of countries in the cosmetic industry, Gotukola or Centella asiatica is used as one of the ingredients as part of lot of cosmetic creams, lot of some of these anti-aging mixtures that are being or what you call tinctures that are applied on the face to reduce or to stop wrinkles. Face mask, some of these wet face masks also contains Bacopa monnieri or Centella asiatica, because both the local application as well as the internal take of these two prominent herbs are considered very effective, not only as a Medhya Rasayana but also as a larger anti-aging process category. Long pepper, Vacha, Acorus calamus, Jatamansi, Nordostachys jatamansi, and Gorakhmundi, Sphaeronthus indicus. These are some other prominent Medhya Rasayana herbs that are used in Ayurveda not only to enhance, to reduce stress, not only to enhance memory, but also as part of anti-aging therapy or process what we call Kayakalp. Next category is Vajikar Rasayana. As we all know about it, it's a very, very special subject mentioned in Ayurveda, Vajikaran. Lot of people think, even lot of our students also think, that it is just related to sexual vitality. I don't think so, that it is only related to sexual vitality. People who are celibate, people who are not active sexually, they also should take Vajikar herbs. They also should take Vajikar Rasayana to promote their Shukra Dhatu, because Shukra Dhatu, a strong Shukra Dhatu, then converts into Ojas and brings a lot of aura, a lot of glow on our body, specifically on our face. For people who are meditating, for people who are into different aspects of Vedic traditions or what we call sadhana, they also should have a strong Shukra, because then that energy is converted into mental energy and also energy of sadhana, energy of chakras. Sports person, all students, youngsters, old people, if they are playing sports, whether it is cricket, football, or whatever sports, whether you are doing yoga, all the yogis, the yoga therapists, yoga trainers, they should have a strong Vajikaran, because they should have a strong Shukra Dhatu, because that energy then is converted into their presentations, into their physical energy, which they are able to display and they are able in their performances, because performance is a challenge, whether it is done on the field or anywhere else. So it is important also as part of the anti-aging process. Vajikaran Rasayanas should regularly be taken by each and every one of us to reduce or to slow down the aging process. So what are some of the prominent Vajikaran Rasayanas mentioned in Ayurveda? Musli, Shwet Musli, Kali Musli, White Musail, Black Musail, Curculigo or Coides. Some of these they are very prominently used in Ayurveda. Of course, Vithania Somnipera, Ashwagandha, Shilajit, they are of course common. They are Dhatu Paushtik, as I mentioned before, since they are very significantly promoting also the Shukra Dhatu. So that way they are also considered as part of the Vajikaran Chikitsa as well. But some specific herbs are Mucuna pruriens, Conch. Conch especially is mentioned specifically Majja Dhatu and Shukra Dhatu, because it is not only strengthening the nervous system, also the reproductive system. Mucuna has special alkaloids in it that are big promoters of these dhatus, and in turn that promotes longevity and slow down the aging process. We also called it Kapikachu, it's a Sanskrit name for Mucuna. And then saffron, we called Kesar in Hindi. Saffron is also a very prominent herb used in Ayurveda as a Vajikar Rasayana. So all these aspects of herbs needs to be regularly taken as supplement. And this is the beauty of Ayurveda, that a lot of time when we are taking Ayurveda herbs, they are not necessarily for treatment. They are not necessarily just to cure a disease. They are all the people in the society, whether we are Ayurvedic Vaidyas or doctors, common people, community members, they should regularly take Ayurveda herbs just to promote their health, to promote longevity and to reduce the aging. Because a lot of these herbs, they are Rasayana herbs. They are not just meant for treatment. They are basically meant to preserve our youthfulness. And that's the key to anti-aging process. Last is Achar Rasayana. Achar Rasayana means behavior and lifestyle routines. How we behave in life, how we follow the principles of life. Yes, Ayurveda is one of the science which has mentioned Dincharya, Ritucharya, all these very significantly mentioned, and we need to follow that. If we follow those principles of Dincharya and Ritucharya, we are basically strengthening the principles of Achar Rasayana, which means we are promoting health, we are reducing our aging process, but also behaviors, how to balance our emotional health. Maharishi Charak definitely has put emphasis on that with the principles of Achar Rasayana. And a lot of things is mentioned. I sometimes when I speak about it, I have little bit mentioned in a way, kind of modified some of these principles of Achar Rasayana for all of us to follow and understand in easy and practical language. 3 basic principles we all should follow. It's a different topic. Maybe at some point I will talk more about it later. It's a complete subject to talk about. But share your emotions in a positive way. Forgive and forget. And be in the company of wise. These are some of these 3 basic principles. If we follow, we can definitely strengthen our emotions and as a result, slow down the process of aging. As I mentioned before, if our emotional health is not good, if we are too much emotionally stressed, sad, angry, irritated most of the time, it will directly reflect on our face and on our whole body, and we will age faster than what we expect. So these basically I spoke about the herbs that are prominently used, categorized as part of the aging process. Yes, there is a lot of research about certain herbs, like for example draksha, which also has a lot of proanthocyanidins and procyanidins, which are prominent antioxidant alkaloids to reduce the aging process. We have asiaticosides and bacosides and brahmi and gotukola that are used as anti-aging process and as a medhya aspect of the herb. Of course, shilajit also been used very prominently, and fulvic acid, one of the major organic ingredient of shilajit, is considered potent antioxidant as well as anti-aging. So these are some of the details. Of course, we can go on vis-a-vis herbs, that how they work on our physiology, how they work on our body to show the results of anti-aging. For example, amla, amalaki. We very commonly use in Ayurveda in different forms, in powder form, as candies, as murabbas, as chavanprash, as different aspects. Avleh kalpana, there are so many kalpanas of amla used also in tablet form. But one of the most powerful kalpana of amla, especially directly related to aging process, which reduces aging, is amalki rasayana. Amalki rasayana is the powder of the amla processed or kind of bhavna dravya ke saath. Bhavna dravya kya hoga? Juice of the amla that is being used to process as many times as you can, starting from 11 to 21 times of the bhavna process. If conducted, it makes a high quality amalki rasayana, and amalki rasayana therefore is considered one of the most powerful has a rejuvenating effect in our body, which promotes longevity, which has a rejuvenation aspect on our body. Now, since we have only 15 minutes left, so I think yes, there's a lot that I can speak about herbs. For example, just last herb, curcumin, and then I go to the panchkarma section, because that is also an important section to be talked about when we are talking aging. Haldi. It's very important that we need to understand that when we are talking about turmeric here, as part of our diet routines, then how we get a good quality curcuma, what exactly is required for anti-aging process or for immunity build-up. So it is the curcumin and the curcuminoids that are present are primarily responsible. Sometimes when we get a low quality curcuma or haldi from the market, the level of curcumin in that is not even 1% and definitely not more than 2%. With such low levels of curcumin and curcuminoids, definitely you don't get results. But if the quality of haldi is good, then there are instances where if we go in a very organic way, in a very good environment, the level of curcumin in that haldi powder can be increased up to 4 to 8% also. And if we are able to get 5 or 6% of curcumin as a routine edibility, then definitely we will get some results. Or otherwise we have to get the extracts of curcumin which are standardized and then used it for the larger benefits. Now I come after the herbs. I think in 15 minutes I should brief about panchkarma procedures that are helpful in achieving the anti-aging process. Panchkarma is a wonderful therapy. Now, without that, in a clinic or in a Ayurveda hospital, if you really want to achieve kayakalp, or if you really want to achieve the benefits of aging, it's okay, record chal raha hai na? then we need to undergo Panchkarma. Lot of people think Panchkarma is a luxury, I don't need it, maybe, but Panchkarma is a servicing of our body. Panchkarma therapy is like servicing of your car. You can't run your car if it is not serviced at regular intervals. It will stop. The engine will cease at some point of time. Same is Panchkarma. It is one of the most effective therapy, not only to treat diseases, but as prophylaxis, as preventive therapy. And the third aspect of Ayurveda, preservation of the youth. Lot of patients sometimes come to Vaidyas that what should I expect from Panchkarma? Okay, if I take 2 weeks of Panchkarma, I take 3 weeks of Panchkarma, what should I expect after that? Don't be nervous. Just tell them this is servicing of your body. Just tell them that your body might be full of toxins and we need to remove these toxins from the body. And that is the biggest benefit that you achieve from Panchkarma. Detoxification of your body. And once the body is, our shotas, the channels of energy, the channels of nutrition, when they are cleansed of the toxins, the body has the natural ability to rejuvenate. The body has the natural ability to regenerate body tissues and to reduce or reverse the process of aging. That is the very natural thing that happens. But if the body is full of toxins, do not expect that taking tablets from outside, taking high doses of vitamins, or even just putting makeup on your face will hide the aging process. It will not. The body has to be corrected from inside. The body has to be detoxed from inside. And that is the biggest benefit of any Panchkarma treatment or therapy procedures. And that is why when people do this, it is important that we make sure that all the 5 cleansing procedures are taken care of. Whether it is Vaman, whether it is Virechan, whether it is Shodhana Basti or Niru Basti, whether it is Anuvasan Basti, or whether it is Rakta Moksha. Yes, maybe some clinics may not be able to do all these processes, but if not possible to all the 5 these procedures, then together with Sah Karmas or Pur Karmas, I request all the Vaidyas that they should do at least 3 major Panchkarma procedures, which is that they should definitely do the Bastis, the Virechana and the Nasyam. If not possible to do Rakta Moksha, if not possible to Vaman. If you are able to do all the 5 procedures, that's the best. But if not possible, then Virechan should definitely be done. Both the Bastis, the Niru Basti and the Nuvasan Bastis should definitely be conducted, and the Nasyam process should also be done. And I think these are processes that has a very, very direct effect on our physiology to detox as well as on the process of aging. What are the Sah Karmas or the Pur Karmas that normally when a person is in a clinic that needs to be done, that has a direct effect on the aging process? Abhyanga, Ayurveda therapy massages. I normally don't call them massage because it's very different from all these what we call massage. Abhyangam is Abhyangam, which means 2 trained Ayurveda Panchkarma therapists should conduct the procedure, the massage procedure, the Abhyangam procedure on your body simultaneously in a synchronized way. And that is key. That is key. And that is the big difference, what we called in local parlance, the Ayurveda massage and a regular massage. Ayurveda massage, what we call Abhyangam, cannot be done by a single technician because the very synchronized effect, the vibrational effect itself is Vata pacifying and deeply Vata pacifying, and that itself promotes longevity and has a direct effect on anti-aging or what we want to achieve. Yes, Patrapotli and Navarakiri and some of these what we called Physical or we call Sarvangdhara. Some of these procedures also has a direct anti-aging effect. Patrapotli, why? Because Patrapotli is a deeply detoxifying as well as also has an effect on our dhatus, on our body tissues, especially the asthi dhatu, the mansa dhatu, and the majja dhatu. So that is why when we do these treatments, they are not just purv karma, they are also part of the sah karma techniques that we should all the time practice while a person is under your care for panchkarma therapy. And when we doing this, we can use definitely a lot of vata pacifying oils, we can use a lot of herbs like dashmul, like a lot of herbs which are also helping reduce the inflammation of the body. Because as we reduce inflammation, definitely all the enzymes that are inflammatory enzymes, they also promotes aging. So we need to reduce them. We need to have an antioxidant effect on our body, so that Patra Potli is one of the best treatments which should be done. Also, not only just for pain management or these other aspects that normally Vaidyas do, but also as part of anti-aging process. Navarakiri, yes, or Shashti Shali Shwet, it's part of the larger Swedana regimes, but is considered very good, especially to bring suppleness of the skin and the deeper effect on our body, to reduce toxins from the body, for our strengthening our nervous system. I always call it a hot and cold treatment. A lot of people who have experienced Navarakiri or Shashti Shali Swed, you may feel that when you start the treatment, it's a very, very hot process. You always feel very warm and immediately. And then once it cools down, the rice or the flow, it cools down, it creates a perspiration and it has a cooling effect. So what happens, that there is expansion of our body tissues, of our nerves, of our veins, and shrink, expand, shrink, expand, shrink. And that is why you basically jerk off all the toxins from the body and clears the blockages. And that is why Navarakiri or Shashti Shali Swed is considered a very powerful treatment when we talk about not only the larger Panchkarma procedures, but also part of as anti-aging process. Yes, Shirodhara, a lovely treatment. Everybody likes it. As part of the Medhya Rasayana therapy, one should definitely conduct as also part of anti-aging treatment. And Sarvangdhara, or what we call, especially in Kerala language, we call Pidichili. Pidichili, several ways, but Sarvangdhara, in North India, it's called Sarvangdhara. It's also a very, very effective treatment. It not only has an anti-aging effect, but also has a vibrational effect on the body, which affects our emotions also. In my experience, I have seen a lot of my patients, a lot of my clients who are on the physical table and under getting this Sarvangdhara treatment from our technicians, and sometimes they cry on the table. Sometimes a lot of emotions comes out. Sometimes people get so many wild dreams just while during the treatment, because a lot of cleansing, the emotional cleansing, lot of mental cleansing is happening during this treatment. It may sound a little strange for the modern point of view, but it is also the truth that we in Ayurveda work on coordination between mind, body and consciousness. This is very important principle of Ayurveda, and without that we cannot achieve good health. So Pizichili has a direct effect. Continuous flow of dharas should be done, so that, and the 2 technicians or 4 technicians, they should simultaneously massage our body in a synchronized way, which again has a vibrational effect on our body. Yes, a lot of different type of mud therapies. In naturopathy procedures, people use it, but they also can be incorporated as part of larger Ayurveda therapies. Mrida Chikitsa, what we call, or mud therapy, they need to be incorporated. Like for example, we have this special clays we call Multani Mitti, or sometimes we even have, these Potli Swed. It is effective because, or we call Baluka Swed. These are also part of the larger therapy of anti-aging process or Kayakalp process, because lot of the times these special clay or this special baluka, they together with herbs has a deep effect on our body tissues. When you are applying it or massaging it on our body, they do penetrate deeply in our skin tissues and take the toxins out from the skin and cleanse the skin, enhances the flow of blood in the skin tissues, which means open the shrotas, which means the flow of nutrition, the flow of oxygen to the skin, to the superficial or to the outer layer of our body is enhanced, and that itself brings glow on the body. And yes, we use a lot of face masks, we use a lot of these face creams that are also part of this process that we do in a natural way in our clinics. Naturopathic treatments should be made, some of these procedures should be incorporated into larger Panchkarma treatments because they have a direct effect on anti-aging process, or what we call reversal of the aging. So just to conclude, some of what I mentioned, that all these procedures in Ayurveda about aging is very important, because calling ourselves old, अपने को बूढ़ा समझना, is considered pragya aparadh in Ayurveda. It's a mistake of the intellect. It's because we can be of as many age. Maharishi Chavan used to say that you can live as long as you want. I traveled to several countries of Scandinavia, in Europe, in Russia, and I see a lot of men and women above the age of 80, above the age of 90, driving their own car, doing their own work at home. They cook themselves, they do everything themselves. They even dance, they may even just go and socialize with people and live a healthy life. People run around, they do sports irrespective of the age. And this is the principle of Ayurveda. What we see sometimes, unfortunately, that when people become 60 or 70, we say, "Aap to bude ho gaye ho, aap ghar mein baitho." This is pragya aparadh. This is the mistake of the intellect. We should follow the principles of Ayurveda, that the chronological age has nothing to do with the biological age. We may be of whatever age category or whatever we are, but if we are able to rejuvenate our body with proper lifestyle, with dincharya, with ritucharya, with taking regular Ayurveda herbs, and I repeat, regular use of Ayurveda Rasayana herbs, not only when we are diseased. We should take Ayurveda herbs all the time as supplement mindset, as Rasayana mindset, so that we keep ourselves healthy and young. Ayurveda practitioners, Vaidyas, should open Rasayana clinics. They should call themselves also as expert in Rasayana therapies, because this is going also to be the science of the future. And in today's world, when we see there is so much distress because of weak immune system, because of all these virus, all these problems, the whole world is shut down. The most important thing that can protect us is our Rasayana herbs. If we take them regularly, then we keep our immunity under control. We keep our immunity properly enhanced and modulated. We keep our strength of the body, all the dhatus properly nourished, and we can fight back any virus, any disease very strongly. Otherwise, yes, you go to different aspects of health, and then once you are sick, you have no choice but to treat yourself. But prevention is the key, Vayasthapan is the key, and we as practitioners of Ayurveda should definitely follow this principle to preserve our youth, to preserve our age. And Kayakalp is not a subject which is gone. It is still available. It exists in today's world in a very practical way. And all the Ayurveda clinics and Panchkarma therapy centers should make it essential part of their program regimes. They should definitely do that. So I think that's it for today. I think or hope some inputs is I would am able to give some inputs out of it, and I will of course expect some feedback also. And if there are any questions, please feel free to write, and I will be happy to answer some of those questions. So thank you so much, and my best greetings to all the fellow students, to all my youngsters, and if all these elders, the regards to them, and all my patients and all my clients, whoever they are watching all over Europe. A lot of greetings to you. Stay home, stay healthy, and of course, strengthen your immune system and follow the process of Ayurveda. Take Ayurveda supplements all the time and keep a healthy lifestyle. Thank you. Namaskar.